to another episode of Unexplained Mysteries. I'm your host, Ken Small. Today I'm talking on what they may not have told you about the Bermuda Triangle. Some years ago, I was with a top secret assignment to spend several weeks there. And during that time, there's a lot of things I'm about to share with you that I think will amaze you. I'm going to cut through all the stuff you already heard, reheard, and it's been rehashed, and just jump right into this. A little while later, about a couple years later, I was again assigned to the Bimini Triangle as part of the Air Force. Unfortunately, my car wouldn't start, or fortunately rather, and by the time I got to the Air Force, the plane took off and disappeared. I was in the command center when that happened. And then some years later, at Prospect Hall Computer College out of Hollywood, Florida, I was teaching a bunch of students that lived on the island of Bimini, and that's the part I like to really talk about today. Bimini is 50 miles off the coast of Florida, about a 30-minute ride by seaplane, a couple hours by ferry. It's a small island, very, very beautiful, and a lot of people go there for weekend getaways. On this island, a lot of strange things really happen. The Android's Temple is around there. They have the street that's perfectly straight. We have the Great Pyramid. Many, many strange things. So let me just start right off. During the time that Jacques Cousteau in his Calypso was anchored off Bimini, Mr. Cousteau was down there exploring some parts of the Temple Mount when all of a sudden an emergency went out. They pulled him up and his face was white as a sheet. And they said, "My God, man, what happened?" He said, "I'll never go down there again." They said, "Well, why, man? What's going on?" He said, "I'll never go down there again." Since he was incoherent, they gave him some sedatives. He slept for a while. When they resuscitated him, he said, "I'm never going down there again." And the Calypso pulled up anchor and sailed away. And I met the students who were there that confirmed that at that time. See, on the island of Bimini, one little strange manifestation is a healing pool. In the middle of a seawater swamp of mangroves, and you can only get there by boat, there's an underground spring coming up with sulfur and liquid lithium. And it has, supposedly, tremendous, miraculous healing power. Now, the reason Jacques Cousteau left, and I got this from the source that was on the ship itself. The next day, they said, "Tell us, what in the world was going on down there?" He said, "As I was moving some stones in the Temple Mount," he said, "there was a force that was pulling me under the sand. Not strong enough to really push me under, but it was drawing me. And I lay real still, and I, honest to God, heard chains, moans, and screams coming up from somewhere down there. It's the Pietos das Putsos, the shaft of the lower regions. If you study ancient manuscripts and biblical prophecies, it said that an angel will open the bottomless pit, and out of the pit will come strange beasts to torment people on this earth. The reason some don't like this healing pool is sulfur, for sulfur is coming up out of the bowels of the earth itself. The Bermuda Triangle is holding many, many mysteries. Planes are disappearing at an irregular rate. Ships are disappearing along with their passengers. Sometimes a huge ship will send out an SOS, and a small sailing vessel in the same vicinity say, "Oh, beautiful flying weather." Navy has sent out many rescue planes. Unfortunately, some of them have disappeared. So if you like to take adventure, you like to break up the monotony of your life, go down to area around Miami. Chalk's Airline will be glad to take you. And in about 30 minutes, you may have an experience of your own. The Bermuda Triangle is not solved. The only explanation we do have, in spite of our satellites, and by the way, some of them, their transmission and receivings are disrupted when they go over the triangle. So it has a lot of power. There's one on the opposite side of the earth, off the coast of Japan. The earth is an archive of unexplained mysteries. And during this series of transmissions, I'll try and cover a lot of them for you. Today I'm going to be very short and just say I'm very grateful you're turning in. I hope hope that this will whet your appetite to study the triangle. And if you'd like to go there, it's a very beautiful island. And for a small fee, you can get on your own little boat and they'll take you to the healing pool. And there you smell the sulfur. If you got courage, jump in. Just like one scientist's wife did. And she got incoherent. Because the body, it absorbs chemicals out of the water. It's like she's on a drug high. The next morning, she looked about 20 years younger. So if you like a journey, if you like an experience, this is one part of the earth where you can. So I'll close with this saying, thank you for turning in to Unexplained Mysteries. Until next week, I'll be waiting to give you another broadcast. And may God bless you.